Hello, today's video is going to be about a very nice laptop, and can you just believe what year it is? As slim as it is, as beautiful as it is, it's actually a 2014 laptop. That's how many years ago? 11 years ago.
What?
And Dell was able to design something like this. So I would say this system is beautiful, although it's a bit heavy, but it's just about 2 kg, So this is a Dell Latitude e7440. It's a very nice laptop. Nice in the sense that a lot of contemporary work right now, you can still use this old model laptop. I mean, this 11 years ago laptop, to actually do those work. So let's get into it, or let's begin to see what it is like first. So first things first is that the body is very sleek. The design is quite sleek. You can see that. Number two, the port options here. We have the LAN port. We also have the USB port here that I've slotted in this wireless device here. Then we have the mini display port. I like this. I didn't take note that this laptop was actually having a mini display port. I didn't take note. HDMI port is as well here. HDMI and mini display at the same time. Damn! Those days, things from those days were always better. If you understand what I mean. Now, this one too, another USB port. So we have one USB, second, then the third that is here. So let me come back here. This is where my charger goes into. So the jack. This side, the right hand side, you have for your mic. Then you also have the lock port here, the place where you use in locking your laptop to a table or something. Then you also have your wireless controller here. A lot of people don't know. Sometimes when your wireless is not working for these old PCs, just check by the side or by the front here or by this side. You see a latch, something just slides to the to one side or the other to make it work. Okay, so on this side I have the what's it called now? The effect, it's there. So, and it's nice. So let's check it out together. The output of the system itself, it's very simple. Silver here, then black all through at this point. Let's see the bottom too is black. And I like the fact that it's actually using a flat battery, and this battery is actually detachable from the outside. You don't necessarily have to open it up before you get to see the battery. Okay, the keyboard layout is very simple and straight and it's fine. It's as well carrying a backlit keyboard. Then we have the old design here where you have your some buttons here to actually control your volume, so increase, decrease, and mute. Then you have some symbols here. This symbol here is for wireless. Then this is for, let's test what I said here. Let's see if this wireless light will go off. Clap for me now. Clap for me. It's back. It's back. So the next thing is this light here is actually showing the booting that your system is working, is active. Then this middle one is going to be the indicator for your battery, confirmation that your battery is charging. You see, it's off. Okay, so that's just one or two things that you need to see from the design. Now, one few things about this system that I actually have taken note of in the past is that this particular one is having a webcam here and it's having a backlight, but there are some of them that don't have the backlight and some of them don't have the webcam. So I think it's just a question of what the demand is that this company actually produce. So it's going to come with different costs, of course. Now let's go into the system. Let's see what it is like. First things first, let me check the configuration. So I'm going to make use of let me check the configuration. Before I forget, I'm going to use my sniping tool. Okay, it's off. Okay, a minute. Let's sniping tool access your microphone. Okay, thank you. They want to record me, record the sound as well. Thank you. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to start with my configuration, what I have on this particular one. I'm having, yes, my CPU. The CPU on this system is carrying a Core i5. The 4210U is actually showing 4th gen, which is 2014. Then the U there shows it is this compact mini kind of Core i5 processor that can do for minimal functions, not this heavy dedicated type of system. So the clock speed for each of the processors that is there is actually 1.7 gigahertz. For this one, there are some of them that will carry 2.2. So, and I've explained in previous videos of mine that the clock speed, there is certain things that it actually means. So it's not a must, it's carrying 2.9, 3 point something, it's not a must. Let's see, so on the display, the socket here is just one socket, of course. Then the number of cores is 2, there are 2. Then the logical processor are actually 4 in number. Okay, let's check out the memory. The memory we have 8 gig installed. The number of drives there, we have 2 slots on it. 2 slots is on the panel. Then you also have, so 2 of 2 is occupied. That means we have 4 gig, 4 gig on each of them. Okay. Then the disk. The disk that we have here now is M-SATA 128 gig SSD. Yes. Now this reminds me of something. So look at it there. The type SSD. Now this reminds me that there is a unique thing about this system. If you have your M-SATA, you can actually use it on it. If you have your hard disk, you can use it on it, but it has to be the slim kind of hard disk. There are some slim ones. Then if you also have the SATA SSD that looks like an hard disk, then you can also use it on this system. But the truth is, it's only one port that you can make use of, just one port. But it's a question of you having any of those 3. So any of the 3 can actually go into this system. So I like the fact that you can actually freestyle, or you have options to actually make use of in this case. So that is for the disk. Then you have your Wi-Fi, it's working fine. The GPU, okay. So the dedicated GPU here is just a 128 MB. We often discard that because it's just the video memory that is actually accompanying the processor. So it doesn't have a separate dedicated memory for this one. It doesn't have. So that is about the config. The next thing I will do is to quickly show you the functionality of the system. Let me show you some other functions. Okay. Yes, I'm putting up my HW monitor. This particular app is very good at helping you check the voltage of each hardware on the system. I mean, your CPU, your GPU, the RAM, the SSD, the voltage that is powering it. If there's any, malfunctioning, you are going to see it with this application. You can see that is up. So the first thing I have here is a Core i5. Like I've said earlier, you can see the details of the processor there. Now, it is going to interest you to observe that a processor that wants a central processing unit, that is, every single thing on the system goes through the processor, and you'll be surprised to observe that everything here is not up to 1 volt. The VID max, you can see it, VID max, the processor count here, the voltage that powers the processor here is just 0.8, 0.7, 0.9. That's the fluctuation. So, for me, I know this already because I fix panels, I fix laptop panels, and I can actually tell you that the maximum amount of voltage that you find powering the processor is actually 1, not more than 1. Most of the time, I've never seen anyone that is more than 1. So most of the time, you get it between 0.8 and 1.0. So that is interesting for a processor that controls the entire system, taking 1 volt. This laptop itself takes more than 19 volts. Well, for the designers, that's based on how they design it. Now, the next thing you want to look at is the temperature, the power, Power means all these things you see with watts. If you want to calculate the power of a particular device, or the power it is taking, you are going to multiply your voltage times the amperage. So it gives you the power, and the power tells you the amount of thing it can take at a time. Okay, the amount of current it can take at a time. Okay. Some people want to use load to also describe that. Now the next one we have here is Samsung SSD. So that's the storage that you have on it. So the one very interesting thing I'm finding here now is the counters. The power cycle count: 607, 607 max, 605. So this power cycle count, I think it's more like an information regarding the number of times that this system has actually been powered, because as it is powered, the hard disk or the SSD inside would inform you. But there is sometimes that we bring SSD or hard disk from another system and put it here. So we are going to rely on that count for the SSD alone as it has reported. Again, I think you get what I'm trying to say. So the space, the activity, you can get the information there. Then we also have a lot of others. So Dell wireless card is there, and quite a number of other things. So this application actually gives you details. It gives you much more detail about the activity of your system. And if you want to use this to play a game, or you want to run a particular app that is quite heavy, then you want to put up this application, and when you are running, you want to see the performance of every single hardware in your system. So if anything is happening that is not very good, not very okay, then you can observe from here and quickly shut down the application. Because sometimes if you put up applications that are, that is highly demanding of the system, you see that the system tells you that I am not capable to handle this application immediately, or the system tries to handle it, then it crashes and it shuts down the system. Sometimes it fries the processor entirely, so you might want to be careful. So the next thing, let me close this. The next thing I'll be looking at is yes, let me test some of the hardware. Okay, so I'll see if I don't know why this battery counter is not working at the moment. But let me leave the battery, keyboard test, LCD test. Let me test my LCD for you. Okay, now my screen is fine. White is showing everything clearly. Red is fine. Red is showing everything clearly. Green, blue, black. So everything is looking fine for the screen. Now let me just test the speakers with I want to see if the right and left speaker are actually working fine. Okay, the left is almost stable. Okay, so both of them are working fine. Let me see any other thing. So I'm still going to test the battery. Fan control. Let me leave fan control. I don't need that at the moment. So I'll close this. Now, one other thing I'll check now. Let me check out the rating of this system, the screen resolution. The screen resolution is actually 1366 by 768. That's the highest resolution it has, and that's recommended, of course. Now let me check out the hash rate. 60 is the highest. 60. So you have 40 and 60 there. Okay. So that's fine. So let's talk about the set of people that can actually use this laptop. Number one, if you want to use it for some project work, that is just typing, reading, internet surfing, movies, and few other things, then it's more than perfect. It's more than okay. Okay, then if you want to use it for graphics editing, the likes of using software like CorelDRAW, Photoshop, and few other ones, it is very okay for you. Then if you are a programmer, especially a beginner that is just learning it, then of course you'll be using it for say a year, 2 years into the programming experience. It is very okay for you. It is only when you are beginning to use a very high-end software, perhaps for app development, that you might need to upgrade this laptop. But for a beginner, you are okay. What other set of people? So then, if you are into cybersecurity, this is perfect for you. If you are into just certain number of jobs that are just close to this, it is very okay. So the idea for this system, for this Dell Latitude e7440, is the fact that it is a budget laptop and yet sleek. You get budget laptop, sleek, and it's still very okay. So do well to subscribe to our channel and make sure you always follow us on every single video that we release.